Your Medicare supplement pricing will go up every year. There is no doubt and no question about. But there is a way for you to control these rate increases. And this is what this video is all about. Every Medicare supplement plan will start at a very low rate when you first start. However, after the first year, when you have your policy anniversary rate, or the policy anniversary date, I should say, they will all go up. Some of them more than others. Some insurance companies more than others. But at the end of the day, they will all go up. And it's up to you and to your broker or agent to be able to contain that, to be able to keep you at an affordable price. Now, there's only two things that you can do. You can either do nothing and then suffer the consequences over time, and what is going to happen is your $100 Medicare supplement plan that you have over time will creep up, and it may become a $300 a month Medicare supplement plan, $400 a month Medicare supplement plan, or you can go to your broker, and if you don't like your broker, go to a different broker and find out who has the best rates for the Medicare supplement plan at the time when you get the rate increase. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that will come to me when I tell them, hey, your Medicare supplement plan went up too much. It's really unreasonable, the rate that it went up to. And they may say, well, I don't like to change. I don't want to change. I don't want to go to another company. We don't know how this company will be. These people pay for everything. Well, I got to tell you, wake up, because all Medicare supplement plans are the same. They're equal. They're the same. They are determined, basically, there's a set of features that they all have. They're determined by CMS and Medicare, and they cannot change. So if you have a Plan G, for example, from one company, Mutual of Omaha, Blue Cross Blue Shield, whoever, then it will be the same Plan G that you can get from any other company. It's irrelevant. They all pay the same. The prices are not, though. So the important thing is, when they do go up, that you do notify your agent or broker, and he can check against other Medicare supplement plans that are identical to yours from other companies and compare the rates. If the rate increase that you suffered is a small rate increase, I don't know, let's say that it went up $5 or $10 or $15, if you're happy with it, you probably shouldn't do anything, and I wouldn't encourage you to do anything if it's a small rate increase. As we would advise our own clients, if it's a small rate increase, don't worry about it. But if you have multiple rate increases, which now the end result is that your plan is a lot higher than many other plans up there, I encourage you, talk to your broker or find yourself a new broker and let them know and have them quote you another Medicare supplement from another company. Now, you're going to have to do an application. You're going to have to answer some medical questions. Not that difficult to get approved with a Medicare supplement plan, although it has to be medically underwritten, so you will have to answer some questions. But at the end of the day, it's not that hard to qualify for a Medicare supplement plan. And it will take your broker 10 minutes to do an application and possibly save you hundreds of dollars a year, or even $100 a month or $150 a month. I know people personally, clients of mine, that we put on a Medicare supplement plan 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and they had a good low introductory rate, but over time it has creeped up, and now instead of paying a normal Medicare supplement rate, which would be somewhere between $100 and $150, $200 a month, and these people are paying $400 or $500 a month simply because they neglected to make the change. They said, no, we like that company because it pays great for all the benefits, etc., etc., etc. Where I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter what Medicare supplement plan company you have, they will all pay the same, because the ones that determine what gets paid and what doesn't get paid is Medicare. It's not your Medicare supplement company. Now, we as a company, we notify our clients when there's rate increases. We let them know your Medicare supplement plan went up $20 or $50 or whatever amount of price it went up, and we compare, we take that new rate that they have and we look at all the different Medicare supplement plans of the same letter that my client has. We compare them all with good companies, and then we give them the suggestion. And if their Medicare supplement plan went up to a point where I see one, two, a dozen companies that are lower in price, then my suggestion would be we need to look into changing your company with the same exact plan that you have if you're happy with it, but we need to change the insurance company to one that is going to give you a lower rate. And if that rate going to go up eventually, yes, eventually they all go up. The key is to stay on top of the rates, to stay on top of the plan, and to have conversations with your broker discussing the rate increases. And if the rate increases are too big, well, the heck with the company that you have. Go to a different company. Your broker can suggest whatever company has the same plan that you currently have at a lower rate. Does it matter? No, it shouldn't matter to you. Is it going to pay the same in terms of paying the claims and everything else? Yes, they all pay the same, because if it's a Medicare supplement plan G, for example, a plan G is a plan G is a plan G. It doesn't matter what insurance company you have. Now, do I prefer some insurance companies over others in terms of customer service, customer satisfaction, quick payment of claims, etc., etc.? Yes, there's certain companies that I prefer over other companies, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't change you from the one company you are to another company, because there's plenty of great companies that do Medicare supplement plans. So the variety is there. There's no shortage of companies that can do the same, and they can take good care of you. So in my opinion, and what I would do and what I do for my clients, if your rate goes up and you're able to qualify from an underwriting standpoint, that we can do an application and you would pass underwriting, which is not that difficult again, I would 100%, not 99%, not 90%, 100% make the change and get with a lower rate, because you will gain nothing but by staying with the same insurance company, since all the plans are the same. I am going to read you a chart right now, and I'm saying I'm going to read it to you because it's hard for me to memorize the entire chart. And we're going to go over some portions of the chart, and that way we don't keep you here for longer than what we need to. This is the chart that every single Medicare supplement plan in the United States goes by, except for 2 or 3 states that they have the benefits somewhat different, but still all of them, all Medicare supplement plans that are on that particular state will be the same. So let's just take a traditional normal Medicare supplement plan G chart, and I will tell you if there's a difference between company and company. And let's take a few benefits, for example. hospitalization, semi-private room and board, general nursing, and miscellaneous services and supply. The first 60 days, Medicare pays all the charges, but $1,632. Your Plan G, no matter what Plan G you have, no matter what company you go with, will cover the $1,632 that Medicare does not pay, and you will have a zero amount to pay out of pocket. The next one, let's look at skilled nursing home, for example. On skilled nursing home, the first 20 days, Medicare pays all approved amounts. And you pay nothing. Of course, your Medicare supplement will not pay nothing either, since Medicare is paying for that. Days 21 through 100, Medicare pays all but $204 per day. Your Plan G will go ahead and pay the $204 per day that Medicare doesn't pay, and you wouldn't have to pay anything. Now, the question is, would it make a difference who pays the $204 per day, whether it's United Healthcare, Blue Cross, Mutual of Omaha, Humana, whoever it is? It doesn't make a difference. They will all pay the exact amount, the same amount that Medicare doesn't pay, those $204. Your Medicare supplement will pay that, no matter what insurance company you have. Completely irrelevant. And so on and so forth. I mean, we can talk about medical expenses. On the medical expenses, if you have a Plan G, you only have the deductible, which is $240. That is the portion that you pay out of the expenses for the year, and that's an annual deductible. And after that, then Medicare pays 80% of your claims. Your Medicare supplement pays 20% of the claims, and you pay nothing. Now, does it make a difference again whether you have Humana, Blue Cross, United Healthcare, ARP, Cigna, Mutual of Omaha? Irrelevant. It doesn't matter. They will all pay the same amount that is determined by CMS. So at the end of the day, and I'm not going to continue going through the chart because it's a long chart and it would be a total waste of time. What Medicare supplement pay is identical from supplement to supplement. So why pay a real high premium if you can pay a low premium and they all will pay the same? Now, normally when we find out about rate increases and we get notified by insurance companies, normally before the client does, we will look at your plan, we will look at the rate, and if it's a small increase, we'll probably won't do anything or even bother with it. But if it's an unreasonable increase, you can count on the fact that we will be calling you and letting you know, hey, there's other options with the same plan that you have, just a different insurance company, and you can get your rate much lower than with a new rate increase. If the person wants to do it, then we try to get them approved, we'll put them in there, and everybody would be happy. On the other hand, some people don't want to do anything. You let them know of the rate increase, and they say, no, I'm satisfied, I'm happy, and I don't want to do it because they simply think that by going with a different company, they're going to get a different benefit, they're not going to get the claims paid in the same fashion, etc., etc., etc. Now here, I'll give you an example of one client without, of course, saying names or anything like that, but this person has been with us over 5 years. They started with a very low, very attractive rate, and it was roughly about $100 a month. Over time, it went up, and we kept calling this person and saying, hey, especially knowing that that person is very healthy, and she would have no problem switching. And we call when there's a rate increase just to notify them as a courtesy. We try to do that with our clients, letting them know, hey, your rate just increase $20 or $30 or $40, whatever it is. And we let them know that we have compared the plan to other insurance companies with the same exact plan, and we found out several rates are better than what this person has. Now, this person did not want to change the supplement because she claimed that she loved the company pays the claims great, it's yada yada yada, the whole 9 yards. Now, we all know that they all pay the same, and Medicare is the one that says what gets paid and what doesn't get paid. At the end of the day, this person did not change the plan, although we let her know every year, and there's a rate increase, you should be changing your plan, you should consider it, because your current rate is out of control. Well, this person's rate has increased from $100 a month or $110, I can't remember the exact amount that she was paying, to now almost $200 a month. Now, I checked the rates for this person just now, just to make sure that I would give you a good example, and I noticed that most plans that are identical to the one she has, which is a Plan G for her state, are about $140 to $150 a month. Now, this person is paying $200. Now, you do the math, and if you're saving that person roughly about $50, $55 a month, that may not sound like a lot, but over a year, that is about $600 that you would be saving. And if you consider that the new premium should be only $140 a month, not $200, you're looking at 25-30% reduction on the rate for the same exact product, the same exact everything as they have right now. So I cannot possibly blame anybody. I couldn't blame the insurance company. They have regular rate increases. I couldn't blame our company or myself for not letting the person know. So the only person to blame is the one that decided not to switch plans because they think that the current company is better or pays the claims correctly, when we all know that they all pay the same and is determined by Medicare. So don't let this happen to you, because I promise you this, it will happen to everyone that has a Medicare supplement. Eventually, the rates will go up. And it's up to you to talk to your broker and ask if there's another plan of the same letter, identical to the one that you have, that has a better rate. And 9 times out of 10, if you had your plan for a while, you will find a plan that has a lesser rate. Now, I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse over the same item. However, if you do the math based on the example that I gave you on the last person that we discussed, think about this. If this person is paying about $500 or $600 a year more than what they should be paying, and the correct premium, or the premium that she or he should be paying, should be about $150 a month instead of $200 a month. At the end of the day, when you look at the numbers, if this person would follow the advice of the broker and switch to another Medicare supplement off the same letter and pay almost $600 a year less, that would be the equivalent of not paying premiums for 4 months. That is insane. So the message to everyone is, if you have a Medicare supplement plan and your rates have gone up, and they're going up every year, you need to review it and you need to discuss it with your broker and see if there is another supplement of the same letter that will save you a lot of money. And when I'm saying broker, and I didn't use the word agent, it was meant to be that way. Because if you're dealing with an agent that works strictly for one insurance company, and he or she is an employee of that insurance company, no matter how much your rate goes up, they can't switch you because they only represent one insurance company. And that's why I encourage you to have a broker. And that means somebody that is appointed and has a multitude of insurance companies that he or she can help you with, and they can help you find the lowest rate. So again, if you go with an agent that is a dedicated agent working just for one company and you have rate increases, don't expect that they will help you when there's a rate increase. They can't and they won't. But if you have an independent broker that works with a bunch of insurance companies, it doesn't matter to the broker. The broker works for you. So if you come to me and ask me to review your rate and to look at your rate, I'm not going to just look at one insurance company. I will look at the plan that you like, for example, Plan G or Plan N or whatever plan you want, and then I will compare that same Plan G to 5, 10, 20 different insurance companies, and then I will give you options. I will give you the top 3 or the top 4 companies that will work the best for you based on the rates and on the quality of the company. Yes, and I'm saying the quality of the company also, because although all the Medicare supplement plans are the same, the rates are not the same. Some companies have been around for longer than others, and those are the ones that I would encourage that you go with. And some companies also have been proven to be steady when it comes to not having so many rate increases, or I should say very stable, where when they have rate increases, they're not as big as others. And there is data that your insurance broker will have. And if you have a broker that has been in the business for a long time, just like I have, they will automatically know what insurance companies are conservative, they're good companies when it comes to rate increases, and they're not going to gouge you when you have a policy anniversary date. They may give you an increase. They probably will give you an increase, but it will be small. It won't be at the same level, or it won't be as crazy as some other insurance companies do. So if you have a broker that you trust, ask him or her, how are the rate increases from whatever company he or she is suggesting to you? And that is very important. Now, I personally, I am having a birthday this month, and I just started my Medicare on June 1st. So that is the same philosophy that I use and I will be using in the future. So when I selected the insurance company that I wanted, I looked at all the different insurance carriers. I look at the prices of all the carriers, and I look at the price increase history over time of all the carriers. And I chose a carrier that was a good carrier, but I also chose the carrier that had the best history of rate increases, and the carrier that had the steadiest rate of all of them. And I personally, if you want to know which plan I chose, I selected Plan N. For a multitude of reasons, I selected Plan N. If you want to know what company I personally selected and you want me to give you some quotes on your Medicare supplement plan and see if we can lower those rates and get you a great rate, much better than what you have right now, give me a call and I will help you find out which insurance company has the best history of rate increases and which one will have the best rate for you. If you like videos like this and you enjoy the content of the video, give me thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any comments, leave them in the section below. Have a fantastic day.